Koffiefontein mine has been operating from 1887. So it's more than 100 years that the Beers has been taking out diamonds in Koffiefontein. The Beers has been opening and closing in Koffiefontein. Every time they believe the rent is strong or they don't make enough money, then they close down Koffiefontein. When they think it's about time that the economy looks better for themselves, then they will open up. And believe me how they tricked the union here. They said, you know what, if we pick up production and we do this, we can sustain this mine. We went out, we said, guys, let's do more than what we are supposed to do. Ordinary members did that. 3 days after the bonus were paid, when they received what they wanted, they closed the mine. Now that we know the mine is doing well, it's at that time where they say, we are cutting the legs. So it is heartbreaking for the community. It is. But I can tell you there is deep anger. People feel very much betrayed. The Beers is not a company that many of us would like to go back and work for. From face value, they look very good. But when you learn to understand how they operate with people, you then realize that they're only here to maximize profits. It is entrenched in the Constitution that these mines must also now be given to some of the HDSA, historically disadvantaged South Africans. Although it will be the best thing that has happened within the history of Africa. For South Africa, it will be the first. For Africa, it will be the first. For the world, it will be the first, where mine workers who has worked in the mine, when that mine closes, they stand together. No one will go home with a fair check of 29,000 rand per month. People will work in that mine knowing this is their property, this is their future, and they will have parity in terms of salary scales. But when government says to them, there's royalties that you need to pay as a company, which is 15% of your profit margins. 2, when government says, as much as you say this is the amount of diamonds that you have, we must have an evaluator that makes sure that when you take it through the tax process, we will be able to meet those things. At that time, that's when the Beers pull out. They then decided they are not going to continue with this process. They are going to close the mine. But before they did that, they then looked at the process to say, Koffiefontein have got too much diamonds just to pull out. And it is the best gems that they have within South Africa. They then put the tender process out to say we must look for someone else to buy the mine over from us, with a rider that says, even if you mine here, you will sell the diamonds to me. So I will not be doing the physical work. I will not take the responsibility of the 15% royalties that needs to be given to this community, but I will benefit more. When the Beers realize their responsibilities will be too much, money that they must give to government will be too much, they make conscious decisions which did not have human values in it. It is a pity that the company is not interested in uplifting the community. They are not interested in seeing the community prosper. To make sure that the people of Koffiefontein, the community, have this mine, get ownership of this mine. And the community was even prepared to say, if we have to sell these diamonds to you, we'll do that. But allow us to actually slowly have these diamonds, grow Koffiefontein, so that the future of ourselves and our children can be secured. They then decided to sell the mine to Petra Diamond. Because at the end of the day, the Beers sell the diamonds to themselves. So they decide in terms of what the value of those diamonds are. And anybody else must then agree in terms of their stats, this is what these are. They've taken the gem that could have actually saved the society or could have brought other investors to develop the society. They've taken what the society had away from them. And the people of Koffiefontein will suffer forever because what they had is gone. There is nothing that can bring people to this town besides the diamonds that were here in Koffiefontein.
It has been very difficult for me to have access to diamonds, whereby I was risking with my life to run around to go and buy diamonds from the townships which are nearer to the diamond mines, where we had been robbed. Some of my friends had been shot dead. And the system of the South African Police Service, they are also phoning us, say that they've got the diamonds, because now we see if somebody phone you that he's got diamonds and then you know that your factory is empty like mine, you don't have access to diamonds, you'll fall into their trap and make a business with them. And when you do now exchange of money and diamonds, now they will show you that they are police and then they arrest you. So you've got to be very careful to know who is working with you, whether it's a criminal, whether it's a policeman.
The government diamond valuator spent months teaching the police how to entrap people, to frighten people out of the industry. You know how traumatic it is? Can somebody, 10 big policemen walking into my office here, open your safe, get out your register, let's take a balance of your books. And if you want carried out, you have to answer for it. I mean, the legislation that were put in wasn't there to increase the industry, was there to upset the industry. It was so fantastically created and controlled. Wonderful. A whole police force working for private companies, looking after their treasures at the taxpayers' expense. I think it's still happening to this day.